and the United Nations says at least 110 civilians have been killed and many more injured in an attack in the northeast. There have been funerals for some of the dozens of farmers who were killed while working in rice fields. Local officials blame Boko Haram fighters for the violence.
We are hearing that the attacks actually happened in two villages, Koshebe, Koshebe and Zabarmari. The funerals actually took place in Zabarmari. What we're hearing now is that 27 others have been, more than 27 others have been buried in Koshebe. A hunt is now on for maybe survivors, but there are a lot of people who believe that dozens of bodies are still there.
Ethiopian government soldiers took the city of Mekelle, the regional capital of Tigray, without much fighting. Their enemy, the Tigrayan People's Liberation Front, appeared to have decided not to put up much resistance.
After taking full control of Mekelle, our forces are now pursuing and hunting anti-peace elements hidden in holes.
The government says its forces now control all of the region. Ethiopian state television showed weapons that it said the TPLF had hidden in churches. But questions remain: where are all the TPLF's fighters and its substantial stocks of military hardware? And is it equipped to fight an insurgency as it did once before successfully in the 1970s and 80s?
Iran's state media has said that the weapon used to kill the country's top nuclear scientist, Mohsen Fakhrizadeh, was made in Israel. This is, of course, the developing news that has just come in. The press TV said that the weapon collected from the site of the assassination bears the logo and specifications of the Israeli military. Fakhrizadeh was a nuclear scientist and was killed in Tehran last week, and ever since, globally, news of his assassination has made headlines. Mohsen Fakhrizadeh, who was long suspected by Western and Israeli government of masterminding a secret nuclear weapons program, was recently ambushed on a highway near Tehran on Friday and was gunned down in his car.
Police in Argentina are investigating the doctor who treated Diego Maradona after the footballer's daughters raised concerns about his medical care. Maradona died in Buenos Aires last week, days after being discharged from hospital. Simon Jones reports.
Police raid the clinic of Maradona's doctor as the footballer's family raised questions about his death. Maradona's passing prompted an outpouring of emotion. He died 4 days ago after suffering a heart attack. He'd recently had surgery to remove a clot from his brain and returned home. But his daughters are asking what treatment he was receiving there, what medication he was on, and how often his doctor Leopoldo Luque went to see him. He faced the cameras, saying he had done all he could to save the life of his friend.
Now, a steel monolith that was recently discovered in the American desert has now disappeared as mysteriously as it appeared. The monolith was first found earlier this month by rangers in the Utah desert during a wildlife survey. No one officially knows who created the object or what it was intended for, though theories have ranged from an art installation to a prank or even extraterrestrial origins. Now the 3-meter-tall object has vanished. State officials have confirmed that the object disappeared at some point late last week, though they say they don't know who or what may have removed it.
At the bottom of the screen, Romain Grosjean's white car clips another driver and slams into the barrier. In a horrific accident, the vehicle breaks in half on impact and bursts into flame. Emergency services arrive on the scene. halting Sunday's Bahrain Grand Prix in its very first lap. After 20 long seconds in what seems like an eternity, Grosjean manages to escape the inferno. Here, his silhouette can be seen emerging from the car as he miraculously scrambles to safety. Seven-time world champion Lewis Hamilton, who went on to win the race, tweeted that he was grateful that Romain was safe, adding that Formula One is a risky sport for which drivers put their life on the line. Grosjean is being treated for burns in hospital, but says he's okay.
U.S. President-elect Joe Biden suffered several small fractures in his foot over the weekend while playing with his dog Major. That's according to his personal physician, who said Sunday that Biden will probably have to wear a protective boot for several weeks. Biden's office said in a statement that the incident happened on Saturday, and the 78-year-old visited an orthopedist for x-rays and a CT scan the next day. Doctors first thought the former vice president had only sprained his ankle, but a follow-up scan confirmed there were several hairline fractures. Having defeated President Donald Trump in the November 3rd election, Biden is set to become the oldest president in U.S. history. Trump has not yet conceded defeat in the election and is contesting the results in court, but he took to Twitter on Sunday to wish Biden a speedy recovery.
New Zealand's workplace regulator has charged 13 parties in its investigation into a deadly volcanic eruption last year. The parties were charged with not meeting health and safety standards in taking tourists to the White Island, or called Whakaari in Maori, where the surprise eruption occurred. It killed 22 people and injured dozens more, mostly foreign tourists traveling on a cruise ship. At the time, questions were raised as to why people were allowed on the island, a popular destination for day trippers, given there was reportedly a heightened risk of an eruption.
Afternoon, China is building a super dam on the Brahmaputra near its border with India, according to a Chinese state media report. Now, the project comes amid heightened tensions between the two countries along the line of actual control. The super dam is expected to be China's largest hydropower project, even bigger than the Three Gorges Dam, which is said to be the world's largest hydroelectricity generator. The dam, whose construction started this October, is being built in Tibet's Medoc County, which is very close to the northeast Indian state of Arunachal Pradesh. The project can be a threat to India's water security. In fact, China has already built several small dams on the Brahmaputra river, which originates in Tibet and flows into India. China has claimed ownership over the rivers originating in Tibet, including the Brahmaputra and the Indus rivers, which flow into India and Pakistan.